Hi, I'm AJ Cerna,
I'm Kiersten Michelle.
and thank you for watching us here at Mahia Reads, where we read all sorts of fun books. And today we have an especially fun book by Brandon Sanderson. I'm sure many of you are aware that last year he launched a Kickstarter for 4 secret projects that he wrote in secret, hence the name, Secret Project, and has been releasing them over the course of this year. We had Trust of the Emerald Sea, January, and then in March or April, one of those 2 months, he released the ebook and audiobook for the second secret project. But now we finally have the physical version that he sent of the second book, which hopefully is in frame, The Frugal Wizard's Handbook for Surviving Medieval England.
I would like to point out, if this is not in frame, what do you think the frame is?
Well, I thought it might be too low. Maybe. But yeah, so hold on, let's hold it back up. It's a pretty cool cover, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's really, really awesome. The quality is pretty great overall, just the edition is just, oh, it's very nice. So it's not just cool because it has like leather-ish. I don't remember if it's actually leather or if it's like fake leather or what the whole situation is, but it looks very nice. But that's not the exciting part for me. The exciting part for this book, I think it trounces Trust of the Emerald Sea in terms of just the fun things inside.
What the publication provides.
There are so many wonderful images. So they have these end pages, and then it's truly like a unique experience reading the physical version because you have little drawings in the margins, you have little sections of the book that are meant to be the marketing pieces for the fictional company in this story. Trademark, and they have frayed edges along the entire, all the pages, and it just really just makes you, it's just a fun little experience.
Yeah, it was like, and there's little cartoons in the like facts and questions of the manual, the actual handbook part.
Right.
And they're adorable.
They're quite cute. So if you've listened to the audiobook and for some reason haven't seen either the ebook or have the physical copy coming and maybe for some reason just decided, hey, I'm not going to look at that because I'm really cool and not a nerd, then you should take a look at it because it's pretty cool even if you aren't a nerd. No, it's pretty cool if you're a nerd mostly. But any other things you want to talk about with regards to the physical publication?
No, I think, like you said it all. I think it just, the Trust of the Emerald Sea, I love the color and the cover, but this one in terms of what it provides inside, I think does trounce it, as you say.
Yeah, it like justifies its existence. Like it changes the experience, I would say, compared to reading it in ebook versus audiobook.
Yes, definitely. Although the audiobook was an interesting experience because of the trademark. As they were reading the handbook pieces, like every single time they said anything that was trademarked or like it went through the trademark LLC or whatever, and then like footnotes and see this note, and it was funny. It was funny.
So it's definitely a good time in terms of an experience, and I recommend flipping through it. I'm curious how the tour edition is going to be, how many of those images they're going to have, because I don't know if Tress had any images from in the tour publication. I haven't looked at the tour publication. But like
some of these are more like necessary almost.
That's the thing, it's a difference is Tress was very much just icing on the cake, whereas this is like almost crucial to the storytelling, which once again makes it pretty cool. But now as far as, that's the book. It's pretty. You should definitely check it out if you haven't. I don't know if there's an opportunity to buy it, but if you like the story and there's an opportunity to buy the physical version, I recommend this version. But what about the story itself? So this was probably the one I was least excited for of the 4 that were mentioned. My most anticipated one is the third one. I'm really excited for that. We'll see how that turns out. And I will say the story itself for this book was fine. It was fun, was a bit sloppy, wasn't super memorable.
It was really different than anything else. And I haven't read everything that he's done, but it was different than anything else I've read of his.
Yeah, and I've read like the original Mistborn trilogy, Stormlight, most of Stormlight. I haven't finished Rhythm of War, a couple other his books, Skyward, I think a couple others, I forget specifically, but yeah, so yeah, very different, as she said, very whimsical, with an edge to it. I expected this
gritty,
to be more
whimsical.
I expected this to be more Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I mean, this used to be called Frugal Wizard's Guide, but they changed it to Handbook, and before we started, was practicing saying it because I kept saying guide. So you expect a tongue-in-cheek tone, which it does have, But then there's like people with running around with guns and killing people, and
There's the mafia. They have the mob in it.
yeah, they essentially have a mafia. It's very interesting. But the story itself, if you don't know, and we probably won't get into spoilers, but follows a guy who wakes up without any memories of who he is in this mysterious, fantastical-ish world.
Medieval England.
I guess medieval England. I guess that would be it. It's funny because I didn't want to pinpoint it because I was like, I'm not sure where it's based, and I forgot it's in the title. Medieval England-ish world. It's about him surviving and discovering things about his past. And yeah, it's, like I said, it's fun, it's fast-paced. The characters are... I guess fun is just the only word I could really use to describe it. It's very
memorable.
If you're a lit RPG fan, this felt like a lit RPG in that it's... Or an isekai specifically. So I guess lit RPGs aren't necessarily isekai. So isekai where essentially you die and are reborn in another world. There are lots of light novels, lots of manga, lots of anime, and isekai lit RPG type stories or progression fantasy stories. This very much feels like that in tone, where the humor is like the stuff that you would say to your friends while you're like gaming or playing like a D&D campaign or what have you. It feels a lot like that. So if you like that sort of tone, this will probably be up your alley. But the downside of that is it's a bit more jokey, and as she said, the characters aren't that memorable. Yeah. And they're not that rounded. I think they have a good character arc set up, but at the end of the day, if any of them died, I'd just be like, okay. But I don't know if it's meant to be that kind of story. I don't think it's meant to be that kind of story. I think it's just meant to be a fun ride, and on that level, I think it largely succeeds.
Yeah, I think the thing that I struggled with the most as someone who doesn't read lit RPG light novels is it was just like, I love Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I love that sassy tone, and this has that, and I liked that. But then the story itself then was very, like I said, there was like mafia and guns and like very gritty world with that snarky, sassy tone. And I felt like those were very opposing to me.
Didn't mesh very well?
It didn't feel like it meshed because I'm like, I liked all of this, and then it would be like the story came in and they would be talking about like this mob boss, and I was like, I don't care. I just want to get back to the Handbook and bananas.
Yeah, because you lost me on that stuff. You kind of lost me on the stuff that...
The actual story.
The actual story that grounds the story. But yeah, like, it was fun. Like, fun is really the only word I could take it. I don't think everything that put out needs to be a masterpiece. It could just be a little piece of escapism. I've talked with other people, one of whom was actually our GM for a D&D campaign that we're doing. He really liked it. Understandably so. So if you are a gamer, and if you do campaigns and stuff, you'll probably get a bigger kick out of it than me, who I play a game very casually. I don't have the attention span to really dig deep into it, and you don't game at all, or do any campaigns of any sort. So that part of stuff might be lost on some audiences, but it's still, like I said, if you just want a piece of escapism, this can fit the bill. So any last words about the Frugal Wizard's Handbook for Surviving Medieval England?
Yeah, I think in terms of the tone, I don't think it was going for serious. I think literally, like I said, I feel like the sassy tone was like the heart of it, and the weird, dark, gritty stuff was the stuff that felt outside of it. Because I'm just thinking of like the jokes at the end and some of the stuff that happens. I'm just like, it knows it's sassy, it knows it's stupid.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, so plus side, the actual print edition to me is better than Tress of the Emerald Sea. The story, not nearly as good as Tress of the Emerald Sea, but still a good time. Anyways, I think that's all we have to say about the Frugal Wizard's Handbook for Surviving Medieval England. If you like what you saw, please subscribe to our channel. Check out some of our other offerings that we have, our bookish tastes or other story-related tastes, and we will see you on the next video. Or in the next video.
Definitely on the next video.